Today, can we talk about people who have different kinds of quarantine etiquette? Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. I'm a journalist. I have a PhD in psychology, and I'm a mother, and I'm here for you. Okay, I know you've seen those people out there. What? Are they invincible? Do they think they're superheroes? They're not wearing masks. They're not wearing gloves. They're getting way too close to you in public. I know. These people are pretty easy to handle. You simply tuck your mask on tight and step away from them. But what if you live with somebody who has a completely different idea about quarantine protocol? Sadly, this is a problem in many relationships and many households. And I don't mean to put gender on it, but it seems more often it's the guy who says, I'm fine. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to work. It's going to be fine. And they seem to belittle the person, who is quite often the woman, who's taking all those precautions. Now, we have to think about this in terms of evolutionary psychology. So yes, males have a lot more testosterone. That does make them braver, and they're the ones that headed out there in our hunter-gatherer past to do that hunting. And what did women do? Women were always protective, right? We're naturally wired to keep our children and family safe. So I can understand why all kinds of conflict is happening. So I have 3 little bits of advice. The first thing is you've got to talk it out and you've got to communicate it in a way where you will be heard. Now, if you tell somebody they're dumb or stupid or wrong, that's not going to make them behave any better. Instead, you want to use their feelings of love for you to your advantage. You also want to empower them to feel invincible as a protector of you. So you start with a big fat compliment. I am so glad that I'm quarantined with you. You are the person that I feel safest with. Then bring up your fear. But you know what? I'm a little worried. Mention somebody in your household that might have an underlying health condition. Mention grandma. Mention somebody at a workplace whose germs that might be brought in. Bring up a real salient point. And then say, I want you to help me with my fears. Can you help me by respecting my quarantine etiquette? Would you do that for me? Now, it doesn't always work. So then you have to lay down the law. You have to self-quarantine in your own house. Yeah, that means go in your own room. And guess what? Your partner who doesn't follow quarantine etiquette now doesn't get you. Not the hugs, not the kisses, not the you know what, maybe not the cooking. You can do that because this is a very real health threat and you have people to protect. Finally, if it's really bad, I mean literally that you feel so unsafe for your health or your family member's health, you might want to look for ways to quarantine somewhere else in a safer place. And again, this is only a last resort. But if you've been butting heads and you are filled with fear and anxiety and want to respect what all the doctors and scientists are saying in the media, then you might have to find another place to quarantine. But start with giving them a layer of love first, then a little layer of something hard to chew on. Back that up with another layer of love. I call it a communication sandwich. You can build it. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. You can listen to me every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Time on KFI AM 640 Los Angeles Radio, and you can listen all over the country on the iHeartRadio app. For Local Now, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. We'll see you next time. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. Mating Matters is the place to understand why we do what we do. It's the secret to winning the mating game. It's all explained using evolutionary psychology in my podcast, Mating Matters. Listen and follow Mating Matters on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Mating Matters.